Hey guys, so today I just wanted to talk a little bit about my disability and explain my medical diagnosis. So my disability is basically what is now termed as CMT type 2. Used to be hereditary motor sensory neuropathy type 2. Started when my parents noticed when I was just 6 months old that I hadn't started walking yet, and I was crawling but with a dragged leg on one side. And this is when my parents, specifically my dad, noticed that something's not really right. At the time we were living in Kuwait with my parents, and my parents took me to a couple of hospitals in Kuwait. They said no, she's absolutely fine, she's just a late bloomer. Then, obviously, we waited a couple of months. I still wasn't walking. So my parents came to London and we went to a hospital in Kensington, and they said the same thing, she's just a late bloomer. We went to 3 different doctors at Harley Street. Again, same thing, she's just a late bloomer. And then my parents took me to California, in Los Angeles, and again, they said she's just a late bloomer. We went back to Kuwait for a few months. I still wasn't walking, and so my parents got a business contract in Arizona, in America, for work. So we moved to Arizona, and it was in Arizona that a disabled doctor said to my parents that, yes, I can see there's something wrong with her, but we don't know what it is, it's too rare and too difficult to diagnose. So the doctor in Arizona suggested that we come to London and go to Queen Square to do a biopsy and see what this rare disease actually is that no one could diagnose. So many hospitals across 3 continents couldn't diagnose, and most doctors said that I was just a late developer, which still continues today. In my eyes, medicine has always constantly failed me, and doctors have never actually been capable of helping me personally in any way, but that's a story I'll go more into later. And they did a biopsy at Queen Square. Turned out that I do have this rare disease, which at the time, it was 1986, there was only 6 people in the whole world with my specific disability. And so it was very rare, and to the doctors I was a complete enigma. But we moved to London, we settled down to London. They referred me to Great Ormond Street Hospital, which was, at the time, and still is today, considered the best children's hospital in the world. Of course, I had other experiences, which again I'll go into later. But unfortunately, it definitely wasn't what was considered the best hospital in the world for children those days. They set us up with an orthopedic braces on my legs, and I was able to start walking. And I was walking until the age of 6, but I was walking with splints and braces on my legs, but obviously not walking properly. But by the age of 7, as the disease is degenerative, which means it gets worse over time, my hands started to get weaker, so I couldn't push the wheels of the manual wheelchair anymore. So I was then transferred into an electric wheelchair, but I was still able to use my hands. And that's where I'm gonna stop the story today, as the next hurdle in my life was quite a big one, and that started when I was 9 years old. So guys, hope you enjoyed listening to a bit of my story today. I hope you found it interesting, and see you in the next video.